Hey, welcome back to Bob's Corner. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Barb. We're in my yard, and of course, more sirens because I'm trying to do an intro, but that's okay. I am on week 5 of the Three Rivers Every Bit Counts challenge, and I've been waiting to do this project. This is my grand finale, so to speak, you know. So let me show you what I got. So here's what I picked up. I picked up an entire bag. I believe there's 5 dozen ears in here for $50, which is a bargain. The price of corn in Connecticut, I've seen it go as high as $1.25 an ear. Local grocery stores, I think they're doing it for $1 an ear. And this comes out to be 80 cents an ear. So to me, that's a bargain. So now the job is, let's get this all shucked and get it taken care of. The chickens are going to have a feast. They're going to love this. So let's get to it. I hope these are nice. Okay, so I want to show you how pretty this corn is. That is very pretty. So I did 2 dozen. And that's what I'm going to start with. For now. I'm going to leave this here. Hopefully nothing gets to it. So I have this big pot full. And you probably hear the lawnmower go. My neighbor's mowing his lawn. I take a day off from work to do this and everybody's home. Okay, so let's get back in the kitchen and get these on the stove. I've got my water boiling here. Ooh, that's hot. It is at a rolling boil. So let me see what I can fit in here to blanch. And I'm going to blanch for 5 minutes. So I was able to get 12 in here comfortably. And I'm going to set my timer. 5 minutes. So I'm going to fill the sink. I want to throw some ice in here. It's a good way to clear out any blocks of ice that tend to happen in here from opening and closing the freezer. Timer is about ready to go off, so I'm just gonna take them out of the water and put them in the ice bath. All right, 2 dozen are blanched and cooling down in an ice bath. And after this, we'll get it ready for the freezer. So right now, all I'm going to do is get the kernels off the cobs. I'm going to use this little doohickey I have. I love this thing. The only thing is, I need to wear, or I found that rubber gloves help, because once it gets wet, it can slip. You don't get that great of a grip, so it makes it a little bit harder to use. So with rubber gloves, this should go nice and smooth. It's got teeth on both sides, so it doesn't matter which side you use. And I really like this. I'll link this in the description box if anybody's interested in stainless. I think it's stainless steel or a metal one. Not quite sure, but I'll link it. So all I'm gonna do, go ahead and twist and turn. Easy peasy. Less mess. So what I will do is take a knife, get a knife, and just get the ends. Now, because there are so many cobs, what I'm gonna end up doing is putting some in the freezer, and I'm gonna give these cobs to the chickens as a treat. I know there's like a cob jelly you can make and stuff. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not good at making jams and jellies. So in the Ziploc bag, they'll get, I don't know, a few a day, a few a week, I don't know, but those will go to the chickens. I have to admit, some of the cobs were a little tough to put through this because they were either very thick or the kernels were too big. But I just went through 2 dozen, and this first 2 dozen I'm gonna bag up and put in the freezer. I am debating, I may can some up. So I don't like canned corn, but I do use some of it in my cooking. So I think I will do a small canning job of canned corn. They all got their own cob. I actually broke them in half, so each one has a half. There's no fighting. Oh, maybe now there will. Oh, nope. Georgia went back to hers. They all like to see what everybody else has. I just thought I'd share this little tidbit with you that they are enjoying some of those cobs. I have 5 pints here, and I'm gonna fill them up loosely. I've got my kettle heating up, and I'm gonna fill it with hot water and put it in my pressure canner. Once I fill them up, I'm gonna wipe my rims, put my lids on, put my rings on. I'm actually gonna wipe with vinegar because I want to make a corn gets sticky because it is sweet. So I want to make sure that there's nothing on my rim. So I think I overfilled this one. So I'm going to have to take some of it out. I think that's good. It's loosely packed. It's under the rim. I'm good. And that's all I'm going to keep doing. So the remaining jars, I'm going to use a Tatler lid on that one because I can't find any more new lids. So with the Tatler lid, you tight fingertip tight and then you back it off just a hair. And again, I got my rubber seal. Now, sometimes you have to switch out your bands with the Tatlers. Okay, fingertip tight, and I'm backing off just a hair. And I'm going to go back to saying, don't do what I do, do what I say. Do not use commercial jars and lids like I am here. Okay? I feel comfortable because I just do. And I can't find any more regular lids, so I'm using a commercial jar with a pop-up lid. So again, don't do what I do what I say. And I'm saying do not use commercial jars or commercial lids like this. So I'm going to put these in. Hopefully they all fit. I think they will. I think this canner holds 5 pints or 6 pints. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, I could have fit a 6th one in there. Might help if I plug it in, right? Doesn't work unless it's plugged in. There we go. So since I'm doing pints, let me make sure it's exhausting. Since I'm doing pints, I'm going to do high pressure for 55 minutes. Oh, see, and it told me my lid wasn't closed. All right, I'm just going to let it go now. It'll beep at me, letting me know that it's exhausting for 10 minutes. And then when it's done exhausting, it's going to beep again for me to come and close the regulator so that I can come up to pressure. And for my elevation, it's 10 pounds of pressure for 55 minutes for pints. Now I got to still deal with the rest of this corn. So I'm going to see what I can get done today. I think I may have to continue tomorrow. But let's see how much I get done today. And if you're still sticking with me, thank you. I appreciate it. So moving on. See if I could not make such a big mess. I'm going to do 4 cups into each Ziploc bag. The bag is a quart. So a quart is what, 4 cups? So I think that will be good. Now try and, I don't know. I'm just going to try and put 4 cups in. only got 2 cups. So I better mark it. And the rest got 4 cups. So I have 2 dozen ears of corn. Got me 4 quarts. Plus 2 cups for the freezer. And 5 pints in the canner. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start shucking the rest of the corn, and I'm going to blanch it, and I'll bring you back after all that is done. I am on day 2 with this corn. So what I did yesterday, I shucked the remaining 3 dozen and I blanched them. So now I'm going to vacuum seal them. I put them in a Ziploc bag that I will wash out and reuse. But I put them in there temporarily to have them cool down in the refrigerator before I put them in my freezer. I wanted them nice and cold for the freezer. So now I'm just going to go ahead and vacuum seal everything for the freezer and get it into the freezer. And I'm going to bring you along for this. So this is the entire corn preservation saga that I am doing and bringing you along. I'm not sure how many I can fit in here. I'm thinking 3 ears per bag, which will be perfect. Look at that. Perfect fit. Let's see if anything goes wrong with this. Well, that took a while. So that's what it's going to be like. And I'm just going to keep doing this. Oh, and back here, I have my 5 pints of corn that I canned up. And this one is completely sealed. So that's back there. So this is the last leg of my corn preservation for the Every Bit Counts challenge. So I'm just going to continue with this. I had to redo a couple of them. I don't know if it's the machine or if it's the bags, but they were not staying vacuum sealed. So I did redo a few of them. These seem to be holding. Yep, it's holding. Okay, so these are going to all go in the freezer. And let me show you a complete view of what I did. Alright, here's everything I got out of the 5 dozen ears of corn. I have 2 dozen here that I did. So I've got the 5 pints. I've got 2, 4, 6, 8.5 quarts of frozen kernels, and I have 3 dozen all vacuum sealed in packages of 3 for the freezer. So thank you once again for joining me in Bocce's Corner for the Every Bit Counts challenge, and I hope to see you soon. Until next time.